Right now at 6, gunned down. Police officers shot and killed overnight. What we know about the suspects.
Preparing for a protest, the changes people in the area are making after a deadly officer ambush at a similar rally earlier this month.
And that ambush was highlighted during the Democratic National Convention. How Hillary Clinton is recognizing the officers and North Texans in her run for the White House.
And boycotting Bradley Cooper, why the actor is trending on Twitter after attending the DNC, and the Texas ties to why many say they no longer want to watch his movies on this Friday, July 29th, 2016.
This is CBS 11 News at 6 a.m. The ones for Texas.
Good morning. We're glad you're with us. I'm Russ McCaskey.
And I'm Jennifer Lindgren in for Karen Borda. And we're joined here this morning by our weather and traffic team, meteorologist Lisa Villegas and Chelsea Davis.
All right, it is Friday. North Texans want a smooth drive into work and also looking forward to some sunshine as well.
Exactly, yeah. In fact, we can count on some sunshine and some rain chances. Let's get right to weather. Why not, right?
Let's go.
Dive in for it.
Let's exactly, Chelsea's dive in. Here's a live look outside of Denton. Feels like 75 degrees. It is 75 degrees, at least there. Some of us already feeling like the lower 80s. The humidity's out there. And as we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast, 30% chance of those showers popping up later on today. I'm actually following a disturbance that's developing up in Oklahoma. I think those showers and thunderstorms will head our way. So have that umbrella. Of course, the shades at times. We'll see some sunshine, similar to pretty much what we've been experiencing all week long. I'll break down those rain chances with Future Sky coming up here in about 10 minutes. Chelsea?
All right, good morning, Miss Lisa. We are looking okay this morning, 183. On the westbound side, Esther's looks like this, though. 2 left lanes blocked. It's a little slow, not terrible, but it's going to cause a couple miles worth of brake lights. If you want to avoid it, you can actually hop down and use Rock Island to get by instead. Just another alternate there. Or even if you're trying to catch a flight, 114, the north entrance to DFW might be better. 35E northbound near Bear Creek through Lancaster, we are still looking at that closure just of the service road, not the actual main lanes, northbound and southbound okay, but just because of that frontage road closure, you may want to just keep in mind there's potential for it to slow down. That closure is associated because of a fire that's next door.
Jason Allen over here at the live desk. It's 6:02 this morning. Been following the story over the last couple of hours here out of San Diego, California, where one police officer has been killed. Another one has been shot and is in surgery still this morning. You see video from the scene here in San Diego. This coming from a neighborhood just to the south part of the city. The latest information we've learned from reporters there on the scene is these officers were part of a gang suppression unit. They were making a traffic stop, and it was almost immediately after they made that stop that they called for backup. The officer who was killed was hit several times in the chest. One of the suspects was also shot in this situation, and they have been looking for a possible second suspect there. We're still waiting on an update for the condition of that second officer, but information still coming this morning out of San Diego.
After all, when there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit.
Hillary Clinton makes history, the biggest speech of her political life. She laid out her plans for the nation, but now she returns to the campaign trail with her running mate. Our political reporter Jack Fink is in Philadelphia with the hot topic issues she continues to talk about.
Good morning from Philadelphia, where Hillary Clinton and her vice presidential nominee Tim Kaine are set to campaign today at Temple University. The celebrations continued late into the night here at Wells Fargo Center after Hillary Clinton embraced her historic moment, and the crowd embraced her. She sought to reassure Americans not to fear the future, and she rejected Donald Trump's claim that he alone can fix the nation's problems.
Really? I alone can fix it? Isn't he forgetting troops on the front lines, police officers and firefighters who run toward danger?
The former Secretary of State sought to show the clear differences between her and Trump on illegal immigration. Instead of building a wall, she said she wanted to build a path to citizenship. Instead of temporarily banning Muslims from certain terrorist countries, she said she would work with Americans to defeat terrorism. Mrs. Clinton also referred to the deadly attack on police officers in Dallas earlier this month.
Look at what happened in Dallas after the assassinations of 5 brave police officers. Police Chief David Brown asked the community to support his force, maybe even join them. And you know how the community responded? Nearly 500 people applied in just 12 days.
In an effort to bring Democrats together, Mrs. Clinton thanked rival Bernie Sanders and told his supporters that she had heard them. And, quote, "Your cause is our cause." In Philadelphia, Jack Fink, CBS 11 News.
Hillary Clinton, you are under arrest. While Hillary Clinton was accepting her party's nomination, protesters were clashing with police. Among them were Bernie Sanders supporters and Occupy Wall Street supporters. They spent the overnight hours calling for the arrest of Hillary Clinton.
Every now and then, facts get a little mixed up with fiction, and that's why Bradley Cooper was trending on social media this week. The actor was spotted at the Democratic National Convention, but apparently some people believed Cooper was a Republican. They based that on his riveting portrayal of Navy SEAL sniper Chris Kyle in the film American Sniper. The truth is, he's donated to Democrats before and is a Philly native. Still, many fans are now vowing to boycott his movies.
Well, today the Republican presidential nominee will be in Colorado. Donald Trump is hosting a town hall in Colorado Springs this morning, and then we'll head to Denver for a rally tonight. After leaving a rally Thursday, it seems that Trump caught Clinton's speech, commenting on Twitter, Hillary's vision is a borderless world where working people have no power, no jobs, no safety. But the Democratic convention did something new. It got people searching about voter registration. Google says those two words hit the highest level Wednesday since the primary started. It spiked 190%. And the hug between President Obama and Hillary Clinton also became the most liked photograph on Instagram of any candidate during 2016's presidential race. That honor was previously held by Donald Trump, who was eating a Big Mac when he became the presumptive Republican nominee.
It was a celebration in Odessa Thursday for the real American sniper. We told you it was going to happen, but take a look at this statue. It honors Chris Kyle and was unveiled in his hometown. Despite the unveiling of a huge lifelike statue of Kyle, the event wasn't just about him, but about honoring veterans and remembering the work that Kyle did after returning from war.
It's a beautiful thing to be supported by your community, and it's not something every group of officers or veterans has. And so hopefully that just does something good for them to drive by and feel that.
Now, Kyle, a Navy veteran, and his friend Chad Littlefield were shot to death by a Marine vet back in 2013. That man is now serving a life sentence. Breaking overnight, a frightening wake-up call for an Arlington family after a driver slammed into their home. CBS 11's Yona Gavino is live there with a look at that damage. Yona.
There's a trail of debris that actually starts about several hundred yards that way, and you can see now that the entire backyard is littered with pieces of debris, pieces of the fence like this, and even parts of the car like these lamps. Here's what police say. They believe that a man was behind the wheel speeding, and that's when just before 1 this morning, he lost control just where the road curves, speeding on Southwest Parkway. The driver cut across two backyards, smashed two fences, then bulldozed into the back of a home on Plainview Court. We're told the driver got hurt but was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. The homeowner's daughter at first only saw smoke, and then she saw the driver. Let's take a listen.
After that, I come over here, and then there's this guy just walking behind my backyard, and he's like, his head's bleeding, and we're asking him if he's okay, and he doesn't respond. And after that, the ambulance pulled up, and they just handled him. They said that he was intoxicated.
Officers tell us they are investigating right now whether alcohol and speed were indeed factors in this crash. Live in Arlington, Yona Gavino, CBS 11 News.
Yona, thanks. In just the last couple of hours, the State Fair announced the semi-finalist foods moving on to the next round of this year's Big Tech's Choice Award competition.
And some of those 17 semifinalists include Dorito Bacon Fried Cheese Sticks, Deep Fried Nachos, and Barnyard Burger, which, get this, is fried Jell-O. How do they do that?
I don't know.
For a full list and fried food descriptions, you can go to CBSDFW.com. Hungry yet?
I am hungry. I can eat any of that. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, still to come this morning, a battle for power in Frisco,
where North Texans don't want to see a substation built, and why Encore says it is needed there.
And then coming up right after the break, weather and traffic on the ones, including a change happening today that will impact drivers in Denton County. Chelsea Davis has that traffic alert for you coming up next.
Time check 6:11. Time for weather and traffic on the ones. Here's a breakdown of your rain chances. 30% chance of those showers and thunderstorms hitting late this morning, early this afternoon due to disturbance up towards the north. So areas like Wichita Falls, especially Sherman, areas in Collin County, all the way down into parts of Van Zandt and even Mineola, expecting that activity today. But we will have times of some sunshine. That, of course, is less down to areas like Comanche. Chelsea?
Watching the roadways here, Lisa, and we are dealing with that situation on 183 still, blocking the two left lanes close to Beltline Esters. Both cameras show it for you, but this one really is able to show you how slow everyone's traveling. If you plan to travel westbound, drop down, use Rock Island to get by. Instead, we have another traffic alert for you guys. This one's in Denton County. The long-awaited Tuberville Road and Hunley Drive opening tonight. That's right, drivers will be able to take one lane each direction starting at 9 o'clock. The road replaces the North Denton Lake Dallas Drive that was demolished about a year ago, and the South Denton Lake Dallas Drive Bridge will permanently close today as that's going to be happening. I'm going to tweet this out for you so you can follow me. Chelsea, CBS.
All right, Chelsea, thanks. Looking to earn some extra cash.
The North Texas staple looking for some temporary help and what you need to know to apply. Plus, overcoming social anxiety, the medical breakthrough giving people a voice. That's up next.
6:15 on this finally Friday, and Michigan's Attorney General is expected to announce more criminal charges today related to Flint's water contamination crisis. In 2014, Flint's water supply was tainted with lead after the city's water source was switched from Detroit to the Flint River in an effort to try to save money. 3 government employees are already facing criminal charges over the crisis. Well, the daughter of former Vice President Al Gore and other activists are due in court and go before a judge today. They were among 23 protesters arrested in Boston last month for trying to block construction of a natural gas pipeline. They were lying in a trench to refuse to move. Karina Gore and 4 others opted out of a plea deal, instead pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor charges. Houston-based Spectra Energy Corp says that the pipeline will provide a reliable energy source to the region.
In just a few short months, Vice President Joe Biden will be out of a job. But don't worry, he's already got a new gig lined up. He'll be in New York today to tape an episode of Law & Order Special Victims Unit. The White House says the episode will focus on the backlog in processing rape kits and the efforts to prevent violence against women. Biden has frequently teamed up with the show's star, Mariska Hargitay, for events raising awareness about those issues. She even narrated a biographical video about Biden that just aired before his speech on Wednesday at the DNC. The White House hasn't said yet when that episode will air. We'll talk about a flashback of Friday. The show's returning to TV.
And it may be the end of an era for Boeing. Jill Wagner's on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange with today's Money Watch report. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Russ and Jennifer. More layoffs are coming to Microsoft. The tech giant's cutting 2,850 more jobs as it scales back its smartphone business. Microsoft cut more than 9,000 jobs over the past year. The new cuts are expected to affect its phone hardware business and sales. Well, Boeing says it could end production of its iconic 747. The airplane helped make air travel more affordable when it was introduced in 1968. It's flown the American president as Air Force One for the last quarter century. Production's already down to 6 planes a year. Boeing says could be stopped completely within the decade. Russ and Jennifer.
And Jill, we hear MTV is launching a new channel. It's kind of a throwback to the past a little bit. Tell us about it.
Well, MTV is tapping into viewers' nostalgia. Beginning August 1st, 35 years to the day that MTV first went on air, MTV will launch a 90s theme channel. So it will show fan favorites like Laguna Beach, Beavis and Butthead, Cribs, and Punk'd, also TRL. Russ and Jennifer.
Wow.
Still no music videos.
on MTV. Maybe that'll come at some point.
I feel old, but I'm kind of into it.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of cool.
Jill, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. I knew this morning a way to treat selective mutism in children. If you haven't heard of that, it's what the character Raj on the hit CBS show Big Bang Theory suffers from. Basically, some people who have social anxiety have a difficult time physically speaking when certain people are around. Experts say that most children can be treated with just therapy. For others, medicine might be needed, and oftentimes hypnosis has been credited with helping to cure the anxiety.
Developing now, there's a battle brewing in Frisco over power. It's a fight over where to put a substation that will power up Frisco's $5 billion mile, the home of the Dallas Cowboys' new headquarters. Encore says it needs a new substation to handle growing demand for electricity. Residents just don't want it across the street from an elementary school. A committee is set to vote on it on August 23rd. Hilton is coming under fire this morning for this ad. The American Family Association has launched a petition against Hilton worldwide over this ad the company published in the June 2016 issue of Travel and Leisure. The ad features two men happily lying in a hotel bed. Nearly 50,000 people have signed that petition. Hilton is defending the picture, saying the company serves diverse guests and they are proud to share that in its advertising. Well, the next time you take a trip to San Antonio, check out the city's newest public bathroom.
Seriously is considered a tourist attraction. The 24-hour stainless steel unisex bathroom kiosk cost that city $170,000. It even has a ticker to count the visitors. Instead of a ribbon cutting, the city held a toilet paper cutting. That happened on Thursday, and a council member was one of the first ones to use it.
Russ, do you really want to know how many people have used it before you step in?
I think that's the worst part of that story.
I know. Well, I don't know.
If you're the first person, maybe it'd be okay. But after that,
No.
Well,
can you also take a selfie while you're there?
Yeah.
Upload
let's
it
not
to your
do
favorite
that.
social accounts?
Yeah, that doesn't sound like the best idea.
All right, coming up on 621 right now, so let's check in on weather and traffic on the ones. Chelsea?
Oh, I just have nothing to say to Jason right now. He's like on social media checking in the bathroom. Okay, 183 looks like this right now on the roads. This is westbound at Beltline. 2 left lanes are blocked, and all those brakes really starting to build up. Several miles of delays now, so give yourself plenty of extra time. If you plan to travel that direction, especially if you're trying to catch a flight at DFW Airport, you may want to use 114 to get by instead. Otherwise, you can drop down and go Surface Street level and take Rock Island to get by. That's showing all green. For Lancaster, we've been talking about this all morning, 35E northbound. Once you get to Bear Creek, you're going to see the service road closed of 35E. The main lanes are still open to you. Another crash on 180 right at the 35E interchange. It is causing delays for northbound 35E through Oak Cliff. Give yourself extra time there, but check out 635 westbound Royal Lane. We're used to the slowdown. Hop down, use any of the surrounding surface streets or Loop 12. Let's check in with Lisa.
Hey, good morning, Chelsea. Good morning to you at home. Let's start off with the satellite and radar view because once again, you're going to want to take that umbrella with you on your early morning commute. Some scattered showers, thunderstorms expected late this morning, early this afternoon with a disturbance up towards the north. In fact, here's a look at the showers and thunderstorms now heading into parts of Oklahoma there right along 40. This will continue to sag down towards the southeast for us. So right around 10 o'clock, could see if this holds together some showers and a few thunderstorms picking up, especially up by the Red River areas like Cook County all the way into Fannin County. This will continue to affect our eastern counties, and then isolated shower thunderstorm possible again with that daytime heating this afternoon. So we'll see a couple rounds of this happening, but there will be times of some sunshine and those temperatures will really start to shoot up. Later on this evening, if you're making any plans, I know it's Friday, kick-starting the weekend, we will dry out and those winds will continue out of the south. Temperatures, by the way, if you're heading out the door, already warm, mid and upper 70s, and it feels very sticky out there. Here's a look at the dew point scale. Dew points are in the lower 70s and upper 60s. So we've dropped down from that Houston category. Now we're in that uncomfortable category. You'll feel that humidity once you head out the door. In fact, when we top out at 97 degrees there at DFW, it's going to feel like 100 degrees at times, especially with the humidity in the atmosphere and also with that rain here and there. We will see those isolated pockets of it feeling like 100 degrees. Corsicana, Palisade, possibly up to around 101 at times. Still going to feel like the triple digits by tomorrow, even though we'll reach a high of 99. Actual temperatures finally hit in the triple digits by this weekend. If you're planning on heading out to the pool, UV index extreme, wear that sunscreen. And if you're even working outside here for the next several days, even next week, just take lots of breaks and drink lots of water. Russ, Jennifer.
Good advice, Lisa. Thank you so
digits.
much. Yeah. All right, the day has finally arrived. It's your chance to see the world and maybe win $1 million while doing it. CBS 11 is hosting an open casting call for The Amazing Race. It's from 2 until 6 at Dallas Dodge on LBJ in Dallas. You can check out the list of rules at our website, cbsdfw.com. My favorite show. I would so do that.
Would you?
Yes.
We should try it sometime.
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't think my
try it
husband
today.
would do it.
I
So
would.
we could do it.
I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Okay.
All right, straight ahead, moving forward.
The major milestone Newtown will reach as it recovers from the Sandy Hook school shooting. And today, you'll have a chance to make a difference while honoring an officer killed in that Dallas ambush. The call to action.
Plus, DNC dating, the lifetime connections made at the political convention. 6:26 on this finally Friday. An Ohio congresswoman takes the stage at the DNC in a white dress that looked very familiar.
It was the exact same dress Donald Trump's wife Melania wore during her now infamous speech at the RNC. But who wore it better? Take a look. That's Congresswoman Joyce Beatty addressing the Democratic delegation on Thursday. She's wearing a white gown that looks nearly identical to the dress worn by Melania Trump. The dress retails at $2,200 and is believed to have sold out in minutes after last week's speech. Well, they both look lovely.
Yeah, they do,
I'm gonna
yeah.
go ahead and say that.
It's kind of interesting that you would do that after one woman has already worn that,
Yeah.
because there's that whole thing, you know.
I think somebody would maybe say something about
Yeah,
that.
maybe.
Okay, well, apparently the Democratic convention is the place for singles to find love. I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. Dating apps like Grindr and Tinder have seen a spike in activity near Philadelphia this week. That's according to the Daily Mail, which reports that the number of people using the hookup app Grindr shot up 148%. Tinder use also skyrocketed, with Democrat attendees accounting for 54% increase in matchmaking activity. All right, 6:27, right off the top at 6:30, an Arlington family gets an unexpected guest overnight.
What caused the driver to land in the middle of their kitchen? Plus, breaking news, the San Diego Police Department is asking for prayers after 2 of its officers were shot. How they're doing and what we're learning about the suspects.
And that shooting comes just weeks after a peaceful protest in Dallas turned deadly, and today marchers are planning to return to the streets. What will be different this time around? But first, a quick look at tonight's primetime lineup.